Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Simon Eddles, the Sales Director here at Travel Bulletin, and it's a real pleasure to welcome you to our latest virtual training event. We're delighted to be joined today by two amazing suppliers. So let me first introduce them. It's, first of all, hello to Ilenia Coco, the Travel Trade Manager of the Italian State Tourist Board. Hello, Ilenia.
Oh, hi. Hi, Simon. Hello, everybody. How are you?
I'm extremely well, thank you very much for asking. Although I have to say, outside at the moment, I've got a mixture of sunshine from time to time and then sort of dark clouds going across. I take it you're in London, are you, Ilenia?
I'm in London, so more or less the same and the same setting, yes, unfortunately, yes.
And how have things been over the last few months for you? Has it been very hard?
It's been hard, yes. I think that like all the person in this virtual room, you know, has been the most amazing time of our life. But the important thing is that we can actually see the light, actually, you know, at the end of the tunnel, which is the best way to see, you know, things positively. So yes, definitely, I've got a lot of good news that I would like to share with you. So yeah, I can't wait to tell you.
Well, that's good. I'm looking forward to you telling us all about that. And on a special note, I have to say, as an Italian, obviously, you're looking forward to next week when we can hug again.
Yes. I know, it has been so difficult to really refrain myself to hug and kiss everybody. It's just like, yeah, very difficult.
Well, that's good. I'm looking forward to that. And now also we want to give a big warm welcome to Dimitris Sikaris, the head of sales for Khaimah Tourism. Hello, Dimitris. Are you well?
Hello, Simon. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for having me one more time.
Oh, no, absolutely. We're looking forward to hearing an update. We know that you've given us lots of information in the past on Khaimah. We keep bringing back more and more agents, so hopefully they'll be able to find some new questions for you. I've managed to dig out a few today, which are going to test you to your limit.
Oh my God, I'm so looking forward to it.
No, I'm only joking. But so thank you very much for joining us again. I'm just going to explain to everyone the plan for today is that both of our suppliers will deliver a short training session. One will be followed almost directly by the other. If you have any questions during these training presentations, please use the Q&A facility, as we're going to have our Q&A at the end after both of the presentations, and that'll be about sort of 20 minutes long. So there's plenty of time to get through questions that you have that you want answered both on Italy and Khaimah too. We also have some great prizes up for grabs today. Firstly, we've got a £20 Amazon voucher, which we won instantly after each presentation. That's why there's a short gap between one presentation and another, purely for us to give away a £20 Amazon voucher. That's going to be something that you just answer a simple question relating to the presentation. We're going to ask you to use the chat function for that. So remember, Q&A for the questions, chat for the answers to the quiz questions. Ilenia and Dimitris will also be giving away some fantastic prizes towards the end of the webinar. Today's prizes include a branded goodie bag full of exciting items and also a 3-night stay for 2 people on a bed and breakfast basis in a sea view room at the incredible Hilton Khaimah Beach Resort as well. Okay, so without further ado, let's crack on and watch our first training session delivered by Ilenia, who is going to tell you all about Italy's plans for the future. Thank you very much. See you all in a bit.
Very much for joining Travel Bulletin training webinar with us today. My name is Ilenia Coco. I'm a trade manager for the Italian Tourist Board. And I would like to start the presentation with a lovely video just to remind you a little bit about Italy. Enjoy.
What is it that makes a country extraordinary? Its monuments, its art, its cities reflecting its history. Italy is bursting with beauty. Beauty you can admire, beauty you can immerse yourself in. But nothing tells the Italian story more than its tastes and aromas. An essence you can only discover when you live it fully. An essence that awakens memory and all the senses. becoming almost tangible in a glass of Prosecco surrounded by the hills. In a pizza, fresh out of the oven at the foot of Vesuvius, taste and aroma transport us to the places where they were created. To the names and origins we proudly protect, they evoke the intimate connection between humankind, enchanted lands, and majestic cities. They are the guardian of our history, the heritage of traditions dating back centuries, living on in the age-old skills repeated by new generations, telling us who we are today while whispering to us about the future, encapsulated in our products and carrying our greatest art, the art of living. And there is no greater value worth protecting, nor better product worth exporting.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed. So now we are approaching the summer holidays. Italy is reopening its border from the second half of May. So I would like to just remind you how you can suggest to your clients some coastal resort in Italy. I'm starting one of the most famous one. This is Cinque Terre, Liguria. I'm going to go through some nice pictures just to remind you the product on offer. This is Sardinia, one of the most famous pictures that you can find online. Then we got another island from Sardinia to Sicily. This is the breathtaking view of Taormina. This is the amphitheater. And then we got another very Italian destination, which is Tropea. These pictures are not altered, I have to say. These are natural color. We haven't altered any of it. So the blue sea is what you're going to find when you go either one of these locations just mentioned. This is a truly is a cone-shaped accommodation that is still in use in Puglia. We are in Puglia. And nowadays, truly has been also, they changed their use, and now they became hotels or guest houses. And another very summery product is the lake. There is a very strong connection between the Brits and our Italian lakes. This is Lake Como, one of the most famous one, along with the Lake Garda as well. Lake Orta is a smaller version of the two, much more tranquil, much more relaxing, I have to say. And our cities are probably they have about, they are able to attract about 70% of our visitors. And I'm going to go through some of the main cities that actually they were the city that suffered the most during this year and a half. And this is actually a great occasion for your client to visit some less crowded city, let's put it like that. They're all coming back to life, and probably we won't have any other occasion to visit those cities as they are now. Linked to the city is our UNESCO World Heritage Site. Italy has more than 55 UNESCO sites, and we're going to go through the most visited one today, just to give you an idea on, what we have, in Italy that's definitely worth a visit. We got the tranquil, beautiful natural setting of the Dolomites. We got Ferrara and Po River Delta. So if your clients are visiting Tuscany or they are visiting Emilia-Romagna, this is definitely very tranquil and off the beaten track destination to offer. We've got one of the most romantic cities in the world. We've got Verona with the most famous balcony of Giulietta, and the Arena di Verona, where the opera festival is organized every summer. San Gimignano, a little borgo. Borgo is basically Italian word for a small hamlet, small village. And San Gimignano is one of the most well-preserved medieval town that we have in Italy. Historic city of Florence, of course, and historic city of Rome is another beautiful UNESCO site to visit. This is the Trevi Fountain. And if you are in Rome, you want to spend a nice day out, I suggest you Hadrian's Villa and the Villa d'Este at Tivoli. And Pompeii is in Naples. So a couple of hours train by Rome if you want to just spend a day and commute from Rome. Pompeii is probably the most famous archaeological sites that we have in Italy. Pompeii was destroyed by the Vesuvio eruption in 79 BC. Matera is probably not that well known as the other cities, but Matera has been the European City of Culture in 2019. There's been a setting of many movies. The latest one, and actually is still, he hasn't come out yet, is the 007. So check it out. This has been filmed in Matera. And last but not least, our beautiful Amalfi Coast. That is, again, definitely worth a visit. Linked to what I was saying earlier about Matera and the Amalfi Coast, these are all small hamlet villages dated between medieval and Renaissance time that can be combined maybe with a couple of nights, in combination with a visit with main cities. This is the quintessential Italian life. And I know that now quite a few tour operators are selling it. So maybe ask for your Italian provider more information about it. And this is another picture just to show you that we got about 300 and more than 300 borghi scattered all over Italy. In Italy, you can obviously fly internally, you can drive, not very recommended, especially not in the cities, but you can take a train, which is actually one of the most amazing service that we have in Italy. Definitely good value for money. Then, always suggest your client to travel by train. Rome, Florence is just an hour. Rome, Venice, a couple of hours. So very, very easy. But don't forget to suggest, not to suggest, to tell your clients to validate the tickets, because otherwise, and you might have a problem with the controller, and just even if they purchase the ticket online, they have to exchange it with the paper ticket and validate it before they enter on the train. And this is a sign to watch out if the clients are driving, and it's a limited traffic area only for residents. So if you want to know more about Italy, become an Italian specialist, I suggest you to link on our Italy online train.co.uk to win some amazing prizes. These are the prizes you can win. And a lucky one of you will receive also a goodie bag from us, a branded Italian Italy goodie bag. And thank you very much. And please keep in touch. These are my contact details. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you to Elenia. I hope you're all listening carefully. We're going to go back onto the main screen, I'm guessing now, with me. And I hope you're all listening carefully, as you're now going to have the opportunity to win our first spot prize, which is a £20 Amazon voucher. I'm going to do a little bit of recapping here. We've got a number of different ways we run webinars. So we've got this type of training webinar in which we run it the way we're running it today. We've also got different sort of themed ones where we'll have a particular type of webinar. We've also got individual ones for different companies. Each prize that we offer out is done differently according to the type of webinar we're doing. On this one, I just thought I'd explain, because we've had a number of people ask us how we decide on who wins. So although those are done slightly differently, I thought I'd explain how today's winners will be selected, or the methodology we use. So to explain, before each webinar, we pre-select a random number relating to each question. As an example, we might choose numbers 8 and 43. That being the case, the winners will be the 8th and the 43rd agent to answer the questions correctly. The numbers selected are changed each time to make sure that every agent has a roughly equal opportunity of winning. So it isn't necessarily anything to do with how quick you are. Obviously you can't answer the next day because we won't be here. But within the sort of parameters of the webinar, it is to some degree time limited. But yes, it isn't just who's quick off the mark. It is down to a number that we pre-select. So I hope that helps everyone understand how it works. So I'm going to ask agents now to use the chat function to answer this question. And one of my colleagues is going to use that predetermined number to decide who gets or whose answer is the winning one. So if you're all at the ready, in terms of the question, £20 Amazon voucher to be won, using the chat function, please. In which city would you find the most famous balcony from the play Romeo and Juliet? And they are flooding in to the chat function, which is good. And one of my colleagues is going to tell me who the winner is shortly, and then I'll be able to tell you. So there's lots of answers coming in. Be as quick as I'm just about to be messaged. So, well, I'm hoping I am anyway. And right, okay, we have a winner. We have a winner. The winner is Baljit Dev, who's from Not Just Travel. Well done, Baljit. You are the winner. So congratulations to Baljit. And as I say, you're from Not Just Travel. Well done, Baljit, for winning a £20 Amazon voucher. Your voucher will be emailed to you this week. This is now time for our second presentation, brought to you by Dimitris from Khaimah. So off we go again.
Hello, hello. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Dimitris. I'm head of sales at 3RM Global, which is the sales representation company of Khaimah in the UK. I'm just going to start sharing my screen with you now, and we're going to go through the presentation together. So let's put it on full screen mode. So yeah, here we are. So Khaimah is one of the 7 Emirates in the UAE, and I really do hope it's your next destination. It's a really easily accessible destination. It's just 45 minutes away from Dubai International Airport by car. And how do you get to Dubai? Several direct flights from various airports in the UK. And then generally, you're just 45 minutes away by car. If you're looking for guaranteed sunshine throughout the year, then Khaimah is an excellent choice for you. You get guaranteed sunshine there. The best time to visit the destination is between October to May. The average winter temperature is between 18 to 25 degrees. Does this mean that the British people don't go there in the summer? Of course they do, but of course it's slightly warmer. Some key facts about Khaimah. It's the 4th largest emirate in the UAE. It's actually the northernmost emirate. It comes with a small population covering a relatively small area with an ambitious goal of reaching 3 million tourists by the end of 2025. The 4 key elements of Khaimah are the following. 64 kilometers of beautiful natural sandy beaches there, beautiful terracotta colored desert, mountains, yes, there are mountains in the UAE, they are in Khaimah, and the natural mangroves, which actually extend into the very center of the city. This is a map that I really love, I always talk about this. On the right-hand side, you have the newest part of the destination, where the vast majority of the new hotels are, including those on Al Marjan Island. On the left-hand side, you have the mountains area. This is where the mountain activities are offered. And then in the center, you have Khaimah city, the oldest part of the destination, where you can still find many hotels there. Shopping malls, restaurants, and the supermarkets are there. I just spoke about Al Marjan Island. Marjan in the local language means coral. And this is a series of 4 connected man-made islands. Several hotels operate there already, like Rixos Bubble Bar, Doubletree by Hilton, or Marjan Island Resort and Spa. And new hotel openings are going to be announced soon. Brands like Sheraton, Movenpick, or Marriott. One of the key selling points of the destination is that it pretty much covers all different budgets and needs when it comes to accommodation. So options range from self-catering to 3, 4, or of course, 5-star hotels. This is a photo of, personally speaking, one of my favorite hotels in Khaimah, which is Hilton Khaimah Beach Resort. As you can see in the picture, it comes with a truly stunning waterfront location. And some key information about this hotel. It comes with a 1.5 kilometer private white sand beach. Let me repeat this, 1.5 kilometers of private white sand beach. Kids and teens club on site, so the hotel is for both couples and honeymooners and families. 471 rooms, including 147 villa rooms. 9 dining and lounge choices, 9 spa treatment rooms. So for wellness breaks, the hotel is an amazing choice, and 7 outdoor pools, 24 fitness center and water sports center. So I would say this is a fantastic choice if you consider Ras Al Khaimah for your couple or family clients. We have to talk about COVID. I'm really sorry about this, but still. The Tourism Developer Authority did actually take really quickly significant steps in the fight against this virus. Ras Al Khaimah was the very first tourism destination in the whole world to receive a safeguard assurance label from Bureau Veritas, the first destination in the Middle East to be recognized by WTTC as a safe travels destination. And not just that, when it comes to free departure PCR testing, it was the first global destination to provide this. This is currently available until the 30th of June this year. Let's see if it's going to get extended. This is for all international guests staying overnight in Ras Al Khaimah. What is there to do? What is there to see in Ras Al Khaimah? One of the key things to remember is that this destination is very rich in culture and heritage. Ras Al Khaimah comes with 7,000 years of recorded human history, so there are many sites to enjoy. For example, you can pay a visit to the National Museum Ras Al Khaimah, which actually used to be the house of the ruling family up until a few decades ago, or the Mohammed bin Salim Mosque. One of my favorite attractions in Ras Al Khaimah is Daya Fort, which is the highest hilltop standing fort in the whole of the UAE. Or you can pay a visit to the Suwaidi Pearl Farm. This is great for both couples and families, so you can learn all about the country's rich history in pearl diving in this very first cultured Arabian pearl farm in the whole of the UAE. When it comes to desert experiences, yes, at the end of the day, we are in the Middle East. There is plenty to do there. We have 3 amazing desert camps. You can actually spend the night in all 3 of them. So you have the Basata Village Desert Camp, you have the Bedouin Oasis Desert Camp, and the newest addition is the Dunes Camping and Safari. Stargazing, belly dancing demonstrations, barbecues are available in all 3 of them. If you don't spend time in one of the camps, you can still go to the desert and have an amazing time. So dune bashing, camel riding, horse riding, or you can pay a visit to the Natural Reserve Al Wadi and see all the nice local animals there. Water activities, amazing choices here. So kayaking is the best way to enjoy the mangroves, and the pretty much all of the beachfront properties have motorized water sports activities. For aviation lovers, we have Aviation Club and we have Sea Wings as well. So these are great options there. And for golf enthusiasts, yes, there are golf courses there. The Alhambra Golf Club is a world-class course. This was the home to the finale of the European Challenge Tour back in 2018. And additionally, we have the Tower Links Golf Club, which is known to be one of the most beautiful natural golf courses in the whole of the UAE. If there is one thing that truly differentiates Ras Al Khaimah from all other nearby destinations, is the mountain activities. The highest peak in the whole of the UAE is in Ras Al Khaimah. It's called Jebel Jais. It stands 1,934 meters above sea level, and the temperature is actually 10 degrees less than it is on the water's edge. So even if you go in the summer, you can still enjoy the mountains without feeling really, really hot. What is there to do there? Simply things such as picnic, trekking, hiking, biking, and then to more fascinating activities like the Grylls Explorers Camp. This is open to families as well, and of course couples and groups of adults traveling together, and they can provide tailor-made programs to you. So they can last for a couple of days or even for a few hours. It totally depends on what you want to do and how much you can take. There is also yoga sessions available up in the mountains. We have the very beautiful viewing deck park, so you have panoramic views of all the area there. So it's really, really relaxing. And then some more activities there. The 1484 by Pure, it's a fantastic restaurant with a great menu and amazing views. It's one of the newest additions in the Emirate. It's 1,484 meters above sea level, and of course this is why the name is that. So I would highly recommend this restaurant. And then we have the Jais Sky Maze, so a series of obstacles to test yourselves with. And then the 2 most popular activities up in the mountains are the Jais Sky Tour, which is a series of 7 zip lines. They differ in length and they all come with amazing views. And the most, I would say, popular activity up in the mountains is the Jebel Jais flight, the world's longest zip line that was launched just 3 over years ago. So many people from all over the world visit Ras Al Khaimah just to do that. Even if you don't go to the mountains, there's still plenty to do in the city center. There are 5 shopping malls, as I said. Yes, all the brands that you can imagine can be found in Ras Al Khaimah. Or even if you don't want to do some shopping, you can enjoy the Corniche areas, especially during evening time when the temperature is slightly lower. One of the most enjoyable things to do is to actually walk. You can pay a visit to the souk markets as well. You can buy herbs, spices, local ingredients to bring back home with you. And of course, you can enjoy their very, very popular Emirati cuisine. All the food that I have had in Ras Al Khaimah was truly amazing, and that makes me feel a bit hungry now. Some of the future projects, this is just a small selection of them. There's actually a lot coming very, very soon. So you're going to hear many exciting news from us about Ras Al Khaimah in the next few weeks. So one new lodge is going to open by the end of 2021. It's going to be a luxury lodge. We have the creation of a brand new island, the Hyatt Island. So many new hotels are going to be there, like, for example, Anantara and Intercontinental. Residences are going to be there as well. You can register to become a Ras Al Khaimah Travel Master, or you can get in touch with ourselves to get more information about this beautiful destination in the Middle East. My name is Dimitris. Thank you so much for watching this presentation, and I'm going to be with you shortly again. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Dimitris. Right, we are now on to our second spot prize. So it's time for another one of those £20 Amazon voucher winners. So again, fingers on buzzers, no fingers on buzzers, no buzzers. This is fingers ready to use the chat function, and you will be a winner. So if you were paying attention and you've got good eyesight and good hearing, then you will certainly know the answer to this one. So remember, use the chat function, £20 Amazon voucher. Here we go. How many years of recorded history does Ras Al Khaimah have? Use the chat function. How many years of recorded history does Ras Al Khaimah have? So I'm hoping that the specialist number that we've selected is not too high. Otherwise, it's going to be a while until I get the winner. We've got lots of answers flooding in. We've got well over 30 of you already, nearly up to 40 now, have put the answer in, which is great. I think nearly all of you got it right, which is great as well. Oh my goodness, we have a winner. My colleague has messaged me, and the winner is, I'm going to find out which agency you're from in a second, hopefully. But it's Philip McDonald. Well done, Philip. That is brilliant. So you are our winner for our second £20 Amazon voucher. Okay. So we've got some questions to ask our wonderful suppliers. So let's get to it with questions now. So if you'd like to rejoin me, please, Elenia and Dimitris. Okay.
Simon, I cannot get in because you need to approve. Perfect. You need to approve my.
It's not me. It's those naughty people. It's Hannah and Ash, Elenia. They're so naughty. They don't let anyone in.
I'm there now.
You're here. You're here. We have you. So that's good. Right. Okay. I've got some questions for you. I'm going to fire them across, and we're going to go a little bit back and forth, if that's all right. So just to keep it interesting, I'm going to. Okay, Dimitris, I'm going to start with you. I've got Mark Gibson who asks, "Hi Dimitris, it's like a radio program. It's hi Dimitris, how old do you have to be to go on the Jebel Jais flight zip line?"
Oh, very nice question. It's not related to age. It has to do with the minimum weight and height. So if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am, the minimum height is about 120 centimeters, which is approximately 4 feet, if I'm not mistaken. And the minimum weight is about 45 kilos. You can do the math here. I don't know how much it is in pounds. And the maximum weight is about 150 kilos. So it doesn't matter if you are 10, 20, 30, or 80 years old. You need to fit within these two requirements.
So it's basically, I mean, I hesitate because it's nothing like going to Disney, but it's like going to any of the theme parks. You've got to fit in within the requirements of height and weight to be on the ride, basically. Okay.
Very nice question, Mark. Thank you very much for asking.
Good stuff. Okay, well that's got us up to off to a good start. Right, Elenia, I've got a question for you. I've been writing some down, and then I've got some in the middle. So you'll excuse me for looking away. Right, okay, so Gillian asks, once Italy gets a green light, how is it easy is it to get a PCR test if you need one for your return journey?
Well, it's very easy to get a PCR test, but the government, the British government has issued a list in order to help passengers that had to book a test from a provider on gov.uk. So yeah, you can get it in Italy, but the British government is helping passengers to book it already. And
okay.
So basically what you need to do is that if a passenger chooses to book a test, they will need to state this on the passenger locator form prior to arriving, and then go straight into self-isolation at home as usual. If they choose to opt in after arrival, they will need to resubmit the passenger locator form. So also, you know, I know that, for example, you know, British Airways is helping as well passengers, you know, to book tests in order to, you know, arrive safely in UK.
Okay.
Yeah. So other than that, there shouldn't be any problems to get a PCR or any other type of COVID test.
Okay, I'm going to, a more specific question from our good friend Tony Byrne, who has asked, he wants to relive his full Italian experience, which obviously includes restaurants, bars, and no curfews. Is there a timetable either that you can look at online or anything like that for when things will be as open as possible?
Okay, first of all, ciao Tony, I hope you're right. Well, unfortunately, our politicians are fighting about this curfew, especially because Italy has divided its region according to the number of COVID positive. And so you got the white regions have very little or almost no COVID positive. Then you've got the yellow regions, and then you got the amber region and the red region. At the moment, we are all about yellow and amber. So, for example, at the moment, whoever is in Rome can just go out and eat at the restaurant, but the curfew is at 10 o'clock. They wanted to bring it a little bit later, but it won't be more than probably 11 or midnight. But they are still, they still haven't reached an agreement. It's going to be, you know, obviously Italia already starting to feel really bad about that, because obviously they go, like in Spain, they go to eat at 11 o'clock, so at night, so it will be very difficult for them. So they have to change, you know, their habit, but it's something that's still ongoing. So we will give you information as soon as we have them.
Okay, so it is something that you would hope to be able to update, I hope, in terms of sort of websites and what have you, as we go along.
Yes, very important. It's always to all of you that needs to get updated. Go to our website www.italia.it, and we update constantly the other information. So if you want to know about white, amber, red, and green, whatever, just go there and have a look.
Right. Okay. Thank you for that. That's very full. Dimitris, can I ask you? Jacqueline Brady asks, in terms of the desert camp, how much is that roughly per person per night with transfers and what have you? Does it come as a package, presumably from your hotel or whatever?
It does, and when I've said this before, I think when you do make a booking for your clients to Ras Al Khaimah, I think through the tour operator as well, the easiest thing is to book the activities for them, especially for those who have been to the destination before. I cannot give you, Jackie, unfortunately, a rough idea. It's very affordable actually, because it totally depends on the time of the year, and it also depends on what you're going to do there. Is it going to do like all the activities, or just going to spend the night there? So they do differ in packages, but it's actually very, very affordable. And of course, it goes without saying that the hotel will be able to arrange the transfers for you as well as a package.
I remember you saying when we spoke about this before, and I remember you saying that it's probably preferable if you can book it here via your tour operator as and when you're making your booking.
Absolutely, it's much better because you have a whole itinerary in place, and Ras Al Khaimah is a destination that offers so much to do and so much to see. So even if it was me, I would definitely like to know beforehand what I would be doing. And the desert camps is actually one of the most enjoyable experiences in Ras Al Khaimah.
I think if anyone's like me, they'd be organising their whole family around exactly how they're going to spend their days. So I'm with you 100%. You need to know before you go. Okay, I'm going to ask as well. Michael Martinez, Dimitris, asks, he says, hi, Dimitri, what does the word Ras Al Khaimah actually mean?
It means, and did I mention this in the presentation?
You've done this. It's about a fort on a hill or something, isn't it?
It's the top of the tent. So you have the 7 different emirates in the UAE. The one that is the northernmost one is Ras Al Khaimah. So in the local language, it actually translates into the top of the tent purely because of its location.
Okay, wonderful. Right, back to you now, Elenia. I'm going to ask you again. The same gentleman, Michael Martinez, asks, "Hi, Elenia. Are most restaurants and bars that are open in the main Italian cities opening?" I'm guessing this is going to be just down to the traffic light system again. They're making changes according to what they're allowed to do, are they? Presumably, it still depends on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. For example, at the moment, we've got like regions like Sardinia, for example, where is still this week on amber. So basically, restaurants are open only for takeaways. If you go to Rome, as I said earlier, or Tuscany, then you have the chance to eat, and you can eat outside. Luckily, there are the majority of the places have outside space. And so really need to check, as I said, our website for our constant update. Every week, the government update according to the number of positives people on COVID.
No, well, that's useful. Can I ask as well on something which it's related, but it's a different restaurant question. Gillian Marshall asks, how far is it from the beach area to the 1484 restaurant?
Oh, that's my question.
I do apologise. I'm very sorry, Dimitris. You obviously know the restaurants far better than I do. Can it be done in a day trip?
Absolutely. The mountain area is about an hour away from pretty much all of the beachfront properties in Ras Al Khaimah. So I would say the best thing to do is to arrange your activities up in the mountains and then finish off the day with a nice lunch or early dinner at the restaurant there. If you spend many days in Ras Al Khaimah, let's say a week or so in there, you can definitely do it twice. But it doesn't make sense to go twice there. Since you are going to be there, why don't you try out the restaurant when you go there the first time?
Okay, excellent. I've got to ask as well, if I can do, back to you, Elenia. Vatican City, is it open? Can you do tours?
Yeah, it's open. Vatican City is within, even though it's a state of its own, but it's within the region of Lazio, which is yellow. So yeah, there are, museums are open in the yellow zone. Obviously, you have to get a booking before you get in. But yeah, that's the best time to actually visit the Vatican Museum. The best, yeah, no queues, beautiful.
And also, I've got another question from Tony here, Elenia, who asks, when is the new James Bond film? You don't have to be responsible for knowing when this is going to be released, but you might do if it was filmed in. It was the part of Matera? Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, that's correct. It's actually, we saw a little trail, and it's so beautiful. We don't know yet because it was supposed to. Well, they keep postponing it. So at the moment, it was they were thinking to postpone it for June in London, where obviously we are able to from. I don't know exactly when in June, but still haven't got any information. But definitely, it's gonna go out
I think Freedom Day is supposed to be the 17th of June or something like that. I think.
So probably it's just either probably shortly after that.
It's the best day of the year, actually, the 17th of June. But you have to decide for yourself why that might be. So anyway, we'll move on to another question. If I can ask you, Dimitris, what in terms of the COVID side of things, obviously you've run through a lot of the detail there, and I know we don't want to get stuck down on that, but a lot of what you've Eileen asks, she said that from her point of view, a lot of what you've presented in terms of your presentation is what we would describe as sort of soft adventure as well. And is there any sort of COVID restrictions within that, or are there any new things that you can add to that in terms of the soft adventure side?
It's a bit tricky because, of course, we need to be careful with what is happening, and we need to pay respect to those suffering from COVID, and that includes, of course, the travel industry as well. I have to say, though, that, you know, everything is pretty much normal in Ras Al Khaimah at the moment. All the hotels are open. And my personal opinion is that if you know, Ras Al Khaimah was not next to Dubai, which, I mean, at the end of the day is like a global travel hub, then the area would not be on the amber list. Literally everything is working as normal.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Elenia, in terms of where you go to obviously you're selling the whole of the destination, but are there, from any knowledge you have, are there any sort of areas or islands that are likely to become, should we say, on our green list before anything else, do you think?
Well, yes. I mean, the Italian government, I think that took some tips from Greece regarding the speed up of the vaccination system in small island. At the moment, we've got, about 30 islands that before the end of May, they're going to be fully vaccinated, all the population 18 over. And we are talking about, this is a today news. We're talking about, for example, if you're keen to go to Campania, so opposite the Amalfi Coast, let's say, just to give you a geographical position, you've got Procida, Capri and Ischia that are already almost fully vaccinated. Then you've got Sicily, all the Aeolian Islands, and then Lampedusa as well. Then you've got the island of Ponza, opposite the coast of Lazio, where Rome is. So you can do a little bit of, art city tours and a little bit of sunbathing in Ponza. Ponza is a beautiful island, very less known abroad. And then you've got in Tuscany, you've got Elba Island and Giglio Island. And then in Sardinia, even though in Sardinia, as I said, they're getting into yellow zone because in Sardinia, you've got just over 1 million inhabitants, so really, really, few people live there. But there you've got 3 islands that are one in the north, La Maddalena Island. Then you've got the two smaller islands in the southwest, Sant'Antioco Island and San Pietro Island. And again, they're going to be fully vaccinated by the end of May. So if you're really looking to just go to a COVID-free area, then these are the places to go.
Okay, well, obviously you've got to have an airport to fly into, so any of those that sit within those areas. But yes,
of course, yeah.
Okay, okay, fantastic. I'm going to finish up with one last question for you, Dimitris. I've got Michael Martinez who asks, Dimitris, you say the best time to visit is October to May. If UK clients come in the main summer holidays in July or August, obviously we know it's going to be pretty warm. Can you give us an idea of obviously how that might pan out in terms of how does it feel? Is it really too warm, or is it just a question of getting set for it yourself?
It depends on where you're coming from. I mean, I am Greek, but I live in the UK. That means that I'm able to tolerate with the warm weather. No, I mean, in reality, yes, it's gonna be more than 35 degrees. But as I said, people haven't traveled for like more than a year now, and they absolutely think about, going to the beach, enjoy a nice drink, and get done. So if there was one summer that you wouldn't really worry about the weather, it's this one.
Also, it's a different type of heat. I'm right in saying that it's a dry heat, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Rather than a...
I always use myself as an example. Obviously, you know that I'm Greek. When it's like 30 degrees in the UK, I generally cannot breathe. Because it's really, I mean, the atmosphere is really different. When it's like 35 degrees or 40 degrees in Greece, I mean, it is better for me. So it is a different type of heat, 100%. I'm not lying to you. Of course, it's very, very warm, but it's not something that, you know, would stop people, especially families, from visiting the destination in the summer.
Okay, well, no, that's very useful. Thank you to everyone who's asked their questions as well. It's really helpful. I know that it's difficult sometimes to think of something to ask, but I do appreciate everyone who's written in to ask the questions, because our wonderful suppliers want to make sure that you have the information at your fingertips when you start welcoming customers back and when you start making their bookings. So we appreciate that. So we are going to wrap up that now. So sadly, we've not got any more time for further questions, but rest assured, all or any of the unanswered questions will be forwarded on to our suppliers, and they'll come back to you over the next couple of days with their replies. The good news, however, is now it's competition time. So we have two wonderful partner prizes up for grabs. So get your pens and papers ready. You can enter this competition by submitting your answers via the Travel Bulletin website, travelbulletin.co.uk/webinar competition. The closing date is 4 p.m. on Thursday, the 13th of May. So that's this Thursday, the 13th of May. And all our lucky winners will be notified the week after. Our suppliers are now going to tell you what their prizes are and what their questions are. Let's start with Elenia. Please tell us what your prize is, and then please read out your question, please, Elenia.
Okay, so the prize is going to be a goodie bag, a branded goodie bag from the Italian Tourist Board on this specific occasion. And the question is, how many, sorry, I forgot the question. No, yes, I know. How many UNESCO sites you have in Italy?
Okay, just to recap for anyone who forgot what the question is.
Again, yes. How many UNESCO sites we got in Italy?
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so that's for Elenia's wonderful branded Italy goodie bag. How many UNESCO World Heritage sites does Italy have? So that's wonderful. Thank you for that, Elenia. Now, Dimitris, please, again, give us your wonderful prize details and tell us what your question is.
So once again, thank you everyone for joining us today. I have a very special prize today. It's a complimentary 3-night stay on bed and breakfast in a sea view room at the Hilton Ras Al Khaimah Beach Resort. So good luck to all of you. The question is really simple. What is the length of the private white sand beach at the Hilton Ras Al Khaimah Beach Resort? So let me repeat this. What is the length of the, Simon, am I good? What is the length
Yes,
of the private white sand beach at the Hilton Ras Al Khaimah Beach Resort? Good luck to everyone. Of course, the prize is for one winner and their +1.
Okay, so that's a fantastic 3 nights for 2 on a bed and breakfast basis in a sea view room at the Hilton Ras Al Khaimah Beach Resort. So yes, don't forget, go to travelbulletin.co.uk/webinar competition to fill in your entries. So we are now coming to the end of our Travel Bulletin webcast. If you do want to watch it again to recap on any or all of the information that you've been that's been sort of put across today, then not only via our website but also our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page as well. Thanks again to our wonderful suppliers. I would like to thank all of you agents for joining in, and also please, please, please come back again soon. We do enjoy doing this with you and hope by all of the information that we're getting across that it enables you to better sell the destinations that you're hearing about. So thank you to everyone. Let's give everyone a wave goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks ever so much, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.